Now, is there a case to be made when you look at, obviously VAR played a big role in this game in disallowing Lewandowski's goal, I think the decisions were correct. Jan, this is the thing that strikes me, and I don't like talking about metaphysical things like culture and mentality because these are things I can't measure and I don't fully understand. However, you look at that moment when Dortmund take the lead, when Kimmich gets himself injured, and you think, yes, here is the game. This is where we consolidate. Lucien Favre was probably thinking what he was going to say at halftime. And then Delaney gives up the free kick. Our friend Thomas Delaney, we like him a lot.
We love him.
But you know, I think a bit unlucky in the way he certainly didn't mean to foul him, right?
Definitely.
The three of them stand over the ball like it's the freaking Yalta conference and it's Stalin, Roosevelt, and Churchill.
Yeah.
And then it's the free kick and it gets deflected.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it's 1-1 and it's a kick in the family jewels, Jan. And then I don't know what Favre said at halftime, whatever he tells them, they go out, and after 3 minutes, Mats Hummels, who is a veteran player, who's super experienced, Lewandowski somehow gets in front of him, scores the glancing header, and all of a sudden the game is completely overturned. Is there something to that? Is there something to this mentality, to this charisma, to this stardust, to this personality that Bayern have and Dortmund do not?
Good question, because if you see that game, after the first half, I would say the headline of the game was typical. It was a typical Marco Reus goal. We haven't seen that for some years. That was a fantastic goal. And it was so typical that Bayern then score even before halftime, 45 plus 3, a deflection on Meunier. That was so
Had
typical.
To be Meunier. Had to be Thomas Meunier.
I know.
Yeah, Meunier. We can talk about him later. I can talk about him for a long time.
Man.
But that was typical. But I think that I remember some years ago I was discussing with some guys about Arsenal when Arsenal started losing their best players. And I remember a friend of mine who played at Arsenal that long time ago, Viv Anderson, if you remember him. Viv Anderson, he said to me, but Jan, listen, it's quite easy, but when the young kids, they want to win trophies. That's why they're in the game. So one day they will kind of go away. They meet each other now at the international break, and they will start, yeah, you're a good team. You have good talents. How many trophies have you got? And I think that is the danger with Dortmund, with now having the best Norwegian, the best American, the two best English, although Sancho is not at the moment, unfortunately. But that is the main challenge for Dortmund. How long can they keep these young kids without winning trophies? And the culture needs to be built up. I mean, it's also typical that Bayern got that culture at the moment because they have that winning mentality in there. It's also typical that Hummels, who has a fantastic foot, he's winning every header, his positioning is great, but the way he was running back, I mean, I could have run next to him. Lewandowski's in front of you. You start pointing to anybody else, please mark him. And then that can't happen. And I think that is, and the weakest link in that is Favre, of course. Favre is he loves his football, he loves his analysis, and he's a great coach. But at the end of the day, will you take the next step? Are Dortmund closer to Bayern now than they were last year? I doubt it.
Yeah.
For me, they lose this game psychologically every single time. Before the game, they've lost it already. I just don't think they can compete psychologically with Bayern. Bayern go into that game thinking, we're going to win. We know we're going to win. Whatever happens, regardless of how well we play or how well they play, how many chances they create, we're going to win. Right. But I think Dortmund go into this game thinking like, it's going to be so hard. We even when we play well, we don't beat them. When we don't play well, we don't beat them. Kimmich comes out and scores an amazing goal one year. Then, we've got this, then we've got that. And I think psychologically, and unless they do that, unless they beat Bayern, they would never be able to win the league.
But it has to be said, I think, but I think it has to be said that every team in the world do that. Dortmund is just unlucky that they are staying in the same league as this team. Because ask Barcelona what they think about Bayern Munich, ask PSG, ask the English team. At the moment, Bayern is so much ahead. Of course, they've been this for years. And back to the Klopp days when they started beating them. The only thing that can beat Bayern is that they appoint the wrong coach, that they keep their older players too long. And at the moment, they don't do anything. Even the young kids they're developing at Bayern now can equal with the Dortmund guys.
All right. Right now, I hate myself and I hate you guys because you've brought me over to the side of believing that the psychology, personality, all this nonsense might be real. Jan, thanks so much.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.